Local 10 News starts right now.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Eric Yutzi. Here's looking at your top stories on this Thursday. A Delta flight bound for Fort Lauderdale makes an emergency landing in Tampa. That plane diverted after losing cabin pressure during the trip from Atlanta. The incident caused all the oxygen masks on board to deploy. Once that plane landed safely, some passengers were booked on other flights. Others were transported to FLL by bus. Disturbing new allegations against the American Airlines mechanic accused of sabotaging a flight from Miami. Prosecutors now believe Abdul Majid Alani had ties to ISIS after they found terrorist propaganda on his phone. Alani remaining behind bars without bond after being arrested last month for allegedly tampering with the plane's navigation system. The pilots aborted the flight with 150 people on board after they detected an error. Alani claims he had no intention of hurting anyone. He just wanted to get paid overtime.
As soon as those elevator doors closed, the man began to attack her. He began to attempt to raise her skirt, raise her shirt. She began to fight him off at the same time, hitting all the buttons in the elevator.
Miami Beach police on the hunt for an attempted rapist on the loose. They released images of the man they say tried to sexually assault a 68-year-old inside of an elevator. It happened Wednesday morning at 4747 Collins Avenue. Detectives believe he does not live there but followed her from her morning run. Fortunately, the victim was able to escape.
Listen to Local 10's podcast, The Florida Files, wherever you are, whenever you want. Just say, Alexa, play the Florida Files podcast.
Getting the latest episode of Florida Files. Here it is from TuneIn.
Previously on the Florida Files.
Or just ask Siri, I want to hear the latest Florida Files podcast.
Here's the newest episode of the Florida Files.
Get the Florida Files on Alexa, Google Home, or Apple devices just by saying play the Florida Files podcast. The Florida Files from the one and only Local 10.
We have a safety alert this morning coming out of Southwest Miami-Dade. That's where an elderly man was allegedly caught touching himself outside of a high school. Police say 79-year-old David Santos Munoz confessed to the crime. 3 female students at Miami Southridge Senior High say they noticed him exposing himself while recording them from his SUV. They say they spotted the same vehicle parked on campus almost every day for the past 2 weeks. As breaking news happens, we'll keep you covered on air and online at local10.com for more local news coverage and updates.